Yay! Good morning, everyone. So sorry about that. No better way to start off a de-stressing class than to stress yourself out with technology. We've all been there. Welcome to our Friday morning. I'm glad to be here. So sorry for the technical difficulties. Sometimes it just happens. I don't know. They didn't want to let me on here today, but I'm glad to be here. Welcome to our stretch and de-stress. We're going to begin in a seated position today, cross-legged if you can. Close down the eyes, let the body sink into the floor, sit up nice and tall, and just notice your breathing. Notice how you feel. Finally, Friday, the end of the week. You take note of how your week has gone thus far, how you're feeling physically and emotionally as you prepare to go into this weekend. And what can you give yourself during these 30 minutes that your body and mind need? A couple more big breaths into the belly. And then go ahead and open your eyes on a breath in. Take the arms overhead, big inhale. And then exhale, bring them back down center. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale through the center. We'll do that 3 more times, just sinking breath with movement. Exhale. 2 more. Last one. And we'll inhale up. And slowly exhale, reaching over to one side. Inhale back up. Exhale over to the other side, continuing that on your own time, breathing in and then out to come over to the side. Gentle movements, allowing your breath and the movements to connect. And then come back to center, take both arms, give yourself a big body hug, walk the hands so you feel a nice comfortable stretch. And slowly release. Big chest stretch, open up back behind you. And then with the other arm on top, big body hug, walking the fingertips back. And open big chest stretch. Take the hands behind the head. And we're going to bring the elbows together and then open them wide. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. This is an active stretch. You can close your eyes, just tune into your breathing. And then we're going to take the hands down and roll through onto all fours. I'm glad you were able to start your laundry, Kim. Technical difficulties worked out for some. Go ahead and come right into cat-cow. Arching the belly on an inhale, rounding the spine on an exhale. I invite you to find any movement that feels good. Whether you take your cat-cows in a circle, explore the whole range of motion. You can take your cat-cows forward and backward, whatever feels good for you and your body this morning. Give it what it needs. Nice and slow, still moving with the breath. And then come back to stillness or neutral spine. We're going to shift our hips to the right and look over to the left, looking all the way at your feet if you can. Feeling that nice side stretch in the right side of the body. Really pushing those hips over to the right and the shoulders and the head to the left. Breathing into it. And on your next exhale, come through to the middle and over to the other side. Hips to the left, shoulders, head, neck to the right. Coming back to center. We're going to walk our hands forward for a puppy pose. So keep your hips right over the top of your knees and walk your hands forward until your heart starts to come down, chest comes down to the ground. And every exhale, you just let your body sink into it. Slowly make your way up, walking the hands back in. We'll take our right foot forward, and we're going to come down into a hip flexor stretch, and then on an exhale, back into a hamstring stretch. So inhale to roll forward, sink the hips down. Exhale to push back, straighten that knee, flex the toes. Continue that on your own breath, inhaling forward and exhaling back. See if you can keep your back flat. Take your time. And then come forward and hold it there. Option to come into lizard, or you can stay just in that gentle hip flexor stretch with your hands on either side. Exerciser's choice. And just take a couple deep breaths here. Let these toes tucked under if you can, but my toes hurting today, so don't judge me. One more deep breath. And then on your next exhale, push back into that hamstring stretch we were in before, and take a couple breaths here. And then we'll release that foot that's in front, put it back so that we can switch to the other side. We'll do our moving dynamic stretch, coming forward on an inhale and backward on an exhale, flexing those toes up, listening to the duration of your breath, which is the duration of your stretch. Long, slow breath. A couple more times through. Next time you come forward, stay there and just breathe into that stretch. Or if you'd like, you can come into your lizard pose. One more deep breath. And on your exhale, make your way back into your hamstring stretch. Flex your toes up. And then we're going to take our front foot down, tuck the back toes under, and bring them together as you forward fold. Keep the knees slightly bent here, whatever feels good for you, but you can bend them generously or just a little bit. As you just let your head hang heavy, maybe a little yes and no with the head. Make sure that it's completely relaxed. Heads are like heavy as a bowling ball, man. You just need to let it go sometimes and not have to hold it up. And walk the hands over to the right. Slowly walk the hands to the left. And back to center, press into the feet, strong foundation, stand up slow, roll it up. Head comes up last. Arms come up as you breathe in, they come up over your head. And we'll bend just one arm and help it out for a tricep stretch. And slowly release. Coming back up, breathe in. Exhale and into our tricep stretch, breathing through it. Notice if you're doing what I just was, which was having an archy belly and back, you can stand up tall and tuck your hips under. Don't be lazy stretchers like I just was. And bring the arms back behind you now. Interlace if you can. If not, just reach for opposite elbows. Interlace, push down and back gently. And drop one ear to one shoulder. And the other way. to center, look down. And back to center, release the hands. Give it a little wiggle. Maybe shake it out. And then we'll roll the shoulders back. And forward. Take a big step wide. Take those hands back behind once more. Interlace. We're going to fold forward, letting the hands come up and over the head and drop towards the ground. Not forcing it, just letting it happen. Let gravity do the work for us. And we'll slowly release the hands while we're here, staying down in our fold, and just walk it over to the right side. And walk it over to the left. Back to the middle and just hang your body. Again, let your head be heavy. And then take your left hand over to your right ankle or shin or wherever you can reach. And open your right arm up as you twist. If you want to take your hand and bind it back behind you, hooking into that left inner thigh, you can, or just keep it coming up to the ceiling. You're just trying to open that right shoulder up to the sky. Slowly release, coming back to center. Taking the right hand now to the left leg or thigh, left calf or ankle is really what I meant. And then your left hand comes up. Option to bring it back and around. And slowly come on up and release. We will heel toe our feet slightly together and come into a yogi squat. If your hips are not comfortable this low, you can sit on a pillow using your hands and your elbows to put pressure on the knees so that the inner thighs get a good stretch. And then with control, you can use your hands if you need to. You're just going to sit down all the way. And we'll come into a happy baby. So roll back onto your back. Take your hands on the outer or inner edge of your feet, or maybe your ankles if you can't reach. And just let the hips open up. Knees come towards the ground. You can either just hold it here or be a happy little baby and rock it around. Find some fun. It is Friday, people. You are in your house, so nobody's judging you. I'm not judging you, I promise. And then release your happy baby. Bring the knees together into the chest. Give them a big hug. Extend your right leg straight down. Left knee in and drop it over to the right for a spinal twist. Look over to the left. Come back to center. Extend the left leg, drive the right knee into the chest, and drop it over. On an exhale to the left, look over to the right. And come back to center. Take any final movements that you feel like you need today. Maybe you do a kind of bridge variation. Maybe you need a hamstring stretch. Maybe you are ready to end with the breathing portion of this class and you find your comfortable resting position. So that can be traditional where you just extend your legs, palms are up, feet splay out to the side. You can rest with your legs in butterfly, opening up the hips. You can have one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Whatever is comfy for you, but start to make your way there. Get all your last fidgeting done so that you feel comfortable and you can settle into stillness as we start to relax and de-stress. So once all your wiggles are out, begin to consciously relax. Notice any places in your body where you're tensing up, holding any stress. Maybe your forehead, maybe you've got your jaw clenched. Go ahead and take your tongue off the roof of your mouth. Let your palms be up toward the sky and your fingers nice and light. Just relax into the ground beneath you. Start to bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice the length of each inhale and exhale. Are they the same? If they're not, can you focus on making your inhale the same duration as your exhale? Notice how the breath feels on the body. It might feel cold as it enters the nose and warm as it leaves the body. You might feel your belly expand and your chest rise on every inhale. Notice the sensations that your breath brings to your body. And we're going to shift our focus to the day ahead. And in the beginning of class, we reflected on how we're feeling, how our week has gone thus far. I encourage you to take whatever is not serving you and let it go. Whatever it is, maybe it's a worry about something, maybe it's frustration or resentment. What is something that is not serving you that you can just let it go? And on this next deep breath, we're going to inhale through our nose and exhale to let that go. There's no sense in holding on to what is not serving us. Continue that deep breathing and set an intention, something positive for the rest of your day. What do you need today that's going to help you live your best life, feel your best? How can you accomplish that? So maybe it's being kind to yourself. Maybe it's being kind to others, showing some love or admiration. Let's start to bring awareness back into our physical body, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, maybe rolling the wrists and ankles, allowing that positive feeling to stay with us through the rest of the day. Take the arms overhead and legs extended long. And a big exhale out the mouth. Roll it over onto one side as you make your way back to a seated position. Head comes up last. When you get there, you can open your eyes. I thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope that whatever you set as your intention comes true. I know it will, because you can do whatever you put your mind to. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and an awesome weekend. See you next time.